The week is finally over. Get past the A.J. Brown stuff. We're ready for another game of football. It's Eagles, Broncos. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Philly Sports Now. Eagles looking to go 5-0. Again, 4-0 on the season. Big time, close wins over the Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, and Buccaneers. 4 very good wins, 2 of them which on the road. As we get set for this Week 5 matchup, Eagles-Broncos, what to look for. 2 good quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix. Bo Nix really took us a leap forward last season. This year, off to a solid start, coming off a game, 326 yards, a 28-3 win over the Cincinnati Bengals. This Broncos team, they try to beat you with the defense first. They've already had 2 games this year. They've held the opponent out of the end zone. That's the recipe to winning. In the 2 wins, they've combined only given up 15 points in those 2 games, including only 3 points just a week ago to the Cincinnati Bengals. And their 2 losses, they've given up 23 points and 29 points. So they have trouble scoring there with the opponent if you're able to get out there and score. Obviously, it's been a week of distractions for the Eagles a little bit with the A.J. Brown drama, with his tweet after the game. A lot of talk on, is he happy? Does he want to be out of Philadelphia? He finally spoke to the media on Wednesday afternoon. He tried to push everything by it. He wants to be here. He let his emotions get to him. Saying all the right things. Obviously, he had plenty of time to prepare for it since he did not speak to the media right after the game and all that. He waited till Wednesday. So, again, he had plenty of time to get answers ready, obviously, knowing he'd be asked about that. Nick Sirianni did a great job, moving forward and getting to it. So, let's dive into the football game. Eagles, Broncos, battle of 2 teams. 2 solid teams. Broncos come in on the season 2-2. Eagles coming to the game 4-0. What to look for? Broncos have a solid offense. They have weapons. They have Bo Nix there, the young quarterback. He's got good weapons to throw the ball to. Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Troy Franklin. Younger receiving core there for Mims and Franklin. Their tight end, Evan Ingram, he's been around the league for a while. And then, of course, you have Bo Nix there on the front as a quarterback. 2 running backs, rookie R.J. Harvey, and they got J.K. Dobbins, a good duo there also in the backfield. So a very balanced offense there. You could see a high rushing attack. You could see some passing game here. So let's see what the Broncos do. And that's where the Eagles defense comes in. You've got a little banged up over the last few games. You lose Nolan Smith. Dory Jackson's out last week as well. You see some guys go down late in the game. I think it was more towards the heat that forced them out of the game, like the rookie Campbell. But I think, again, we'll see how that kind of impacts it, coming back. Obviously, I've had a week to get ready for it, but still, see if there's anything, any effects there from that game down in Tampa Bay. Coming back here to Philadelphia. Hopefully, nothing happens. You're ready to go. You see Reed Blankenship back out there, Cooper DeJean. Quinyon Mitchell. Vic Fangio said in his press conference he thought that might have been Mitchell's best game in the NFL, which obviously speaks high volume after his rookie season last year. So, again, I thought the Eagles got decent pressure on Baker Mayfield last week, forced him into some bad habits there, didn't let him run the ball as much as he likes, too many scrambles, forced him into some bad throws there to Campbell. Again, he won the turnover battle. That's what I want to see the Eagles do here. Force some turnovers early on, jump out, turn early lead. I do like the Eagles' chances in this game. On offense, I kind of want to see the Eagles get A.J. Brown the ball as this game starts. Feed him the ball, get him the ball early, get him happy, get him in rhythm, and then go from there. I think you'll see some man coverage here from the Broncos. Might give A.J. Brown some good one-on-one matchups. See if you can get Saquon Barkley going. I think the offensive line was what we need to see going. Not a great team to try to start that against. With Denver Broncos, good defense here. They're going to look to get the Hurts, obviously, but I think this Eagles team, they got to create running lanes for Barkley. He's not obviously having the year he had a year ago. Jalen Hurts has been the leading rusher in 2 of the 4 games this season with 62 yards. Barkley had 88 in the other game and 46 in another to lead the team. But again, obviously, you're not seeing those numbers. I think it starts with the offensive line. I think the Eagles missed some of those guys from last year. I think Zach and I have talked about it throughout the season. Some of these guys are playing banged up. They don't look 100%, which I think is affecting the way this offensive line is. So you have to see if you can get that offensive line back to where we want to see it. It starts with the line, creating those runs for this Eagles team and see what you can do from there. Dallas Goedert coming off the 2-touchdown game. He's questionable coming into this game on Sunday afternoon. We'll see what he's able to do and see if he can get on the field. Would you rather him play Sunday? Would you rather him rest up for Thursday? I don't see him playing both games, to be honest. If he's already banged up a little bit, and if he plays on Sunday, a short turnaround Thursday against the Giants, I could see him missing that game. So it's almost which game would you rather see him go out there and try to play and get this win? I think Broncos are a tougher matchup than the Giants. I think most people, if not everybody, would agree with me on that one. But again, starting with the Broncos here, you got a big matchup. They're going to look to get a road win here, stay at 500 or above, and I think it's going to be a battle for at least a half. I think this Eagles team's obviously on a roll with Hurts going 18-0 in his last 18 games he started and finished, and it's going to be a big matchup. Devontae Smith didn't have the best game either last week. I want to see them get going, and this is a game. You got to see the passing game try to get things going. You saw Kevin Patullo; he's been talking about it. How can you get it? These guys are still learning. Well, we're 4 games in. It's time to turn the corner on that, learning curve and get things going. I'm not worried, but I think it's just, fans want to see it, and I think it's going a long way. Last year, the Broncos led the league in sacks with 65. So again, they're looking to get to the quarterback. They're looking to take advantage of some sacks at different points. So it's going to be big for the Eagles' offensive line to create open holes, to create stops for this team, and find a way to do that. I want to see, again, get Brown going early, turn the rushing game in late, seal the win. And I think this Eagles game goes well. I think the Eagles win the turnover battle again with 2 turnovers in this game. We'll see what special teams can do, but the Eagles come in at 3.5-point favorites. And I think it opened at 5.5, but again, some injuries here, banged up. Some guys potentially missing games like a Dallas Goedert. We'll see how that impacts it. Some leading numbers. Bo Nix leads the Broncos with 861 yards. Hurts with the Eagles 609. J.K. Dobbins 323 rushing yards. Saquon Barkley 237. Sutton, the leading receiver at 266. Devontae Smith, the Eagles at 158. Their leading sack player, Benito, with 4.5. The Eagles, Ajomo with 2. Former Eagle Alex Singleton, their leading tackler with 38, and Eagles Cooper DeJean with 31. So again, we'll see what comes here in this game. Big players questionable for the Broncos. Atkins, one of their tight ends. Mims, again, the receiver I mentioned, he's questionable as well. And then for the Eagles, you have Dallas Goedert and Grant Cottar, both questionable for this game. Cooper DeJean comes off the IR a little bit, but doesn't to the PUP list, but looks like he's still going to be out another week for this Eagles team. Overall, I think the Eagles take this victory here on Sunday afternoon. I'm going to go the Eagles win this one 27. Yeah, I'll go 27-13 in this game. Eagles get a get-right game here. They come out on fire. The fans are excited after what we hope to be a Phillies victory on Saturday night. Dylan continues to rock in this game, and the Eagles, a big game on offense here in this one. Get the win 27-13. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Philly Sports Now. Excited to continue to do this. Excited for all those who keep listening and helping us grow. Keep liking and subscribing and commenting. We're going to start talking to you guys with the comments. Hopefully, we'll start seeing some more of those comments. But again, like and subscribe. Thank you to everyone listening to another episode of Philly Sports Now. Go Birds.